Hey everybody, welcome back. Rob Booker here. Yesterday or Friday or the other day, we talked about laying up for ourselves treasures in heaven as opposed to obsessing about the stuff that we accumulate here on earth. This is really driving home like a really important point for me lately. So we're in Matthew chapter 6. We were on verse 20 yesterday. Here's verse 21 today. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Now, there's a completely spiritual interpretation of this. It might be the only interpretation. It might be the most important interpretation, but I'm going to go way off today. And I'm going to accept this as a true principle that it can apply to other areas of our lives. The reason this is called trading by faith is because there's some trading involved. So today I'm going to talk about that. I watch every day. In the last 18, 19 years, I've met and probably learned the first name of 15,000 people who are trying to trade the financial markets for a living. And I listen to people and I hear from them and I interview them and I travel to see them or I shake their hand at a conference and I will hear some version of this story all the time. I'm trying to make my strategy work, but it's not working. Can you help me? And I'll ask, where did you get the strategy? And they'll say, well, I read it in a book or I learned it from a mentor. And what they will do is they will take that strategy and they will put it in front of themselves like a box with three sides. And they'll try to put it together as a box. And it won't be put together as a box and they can't figure it out. And it's enormously frustrating. And that's why verse 21 is important. Let's go back to the verse. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Their heart isn't in it. They didn't make the strategy. They accepted it and then they tried to make it work. And I think there's a difference between sort of spiritually having the law written in our hearts and having it come from the heart as opposed to just going through the motions. And in the world of trading and investing, if that's what you do, there's a real difference between a strategy that you implement because you were told that you should implement it and then a strategy that you are involved in building or have helped create for yourself that has meaning because you helped to build it, because you got involved in the process. In short, and I don't want to make this all about money, but the success comes from not going through the motions, but having some kind of role to play in building the strategy itself, whether it's in relationship building or getting closer to your kids. If your heart isn't in it, it never works for the long term. And the same is true once again for trading strategies. If your heart's not in it, then it's not going to work. It's not going to mean anything. It's not going to get anywhere. It's not going to become anything because you just won't be doing it for an internal reason because you love it. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the subject. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here, everybody. I love you all. I'm Rob Booker, and this is Trading by Faith.